I'll do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Nicholas. I'm the co-founder of Leaf360, and he kind of already summarized everything that we're going to be talking about today. So I don't want to waste your guys' time. I want to jump right into what today's promise is. And, Steve brought it up, but really, guys, if there's anything that you take away, this is what I really want to promise you guys that you're going to walk away with is first and foremost, with this tech stack, we're going to show you guys how you guys can save time. One of the biggest issues, and when I was a loan officer, I dealt with this all the time. I don't know if you can relate to this, but you're working files, you got a fire that's going on, and then all of a sudden you got agents that are calling you and they're like, hey, where's my update? You got clients that are calling you and you're super busy and it just feels like there's never enough time in the day. And then all of a sudden work hours are creeping into family hours. And that's just like a no-no, right? Like we want to be able to separate personal life and work life. And I think saving time is one of the biggest issues that a lot of us mortgage brokers face today. Increasing conversion. We're really going to talk about how you guys can turn more leads into closed deals. Steve is really going to talk a lot about the automation aspect of it, but there's a lot more to it than that, right? If you don't have your basics down, if your systems are not organized, you can have all the automation in the world, but it's not going to do anything for you. You're just going to be spamming people at that point. Building agent partnerships. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of mortgage brokers that we work with, they're really heavily focusing on agent partnerships. We're going to talk a lot about online business as well, websites, landing pages, Google PPC, but strengthening referral partnerships is something that we're really going to focus on because over 67% of transactions are coming from agents. That's a lot, guys. So we want to make sure we're taking care of our agents. And lastly, improving the overall client experience, not just for the clients, but for you too. I know if I'm doing a job and I'm doing it every day, I want to at least enjoy it. So this is the four main things that we're really going to focus on today. And like I said, thank you guys so much for being here. We really encourage you guys to ask questions. I already see we got like 6 questions going on. Oh, never mind. These are not questions. My apologies. So let's get right into it. Right now, what I really want to focus on and what I want to open up the call with, and once again, all my mortgage brokers out there, if you're a real estate agent, make sure you share this with your loan officer. This is something that we can all relate to. First of all, your LOS is not a CRM. Sometimes I ask people, hey, what CRM are you using to, manage your clients, to talk to them, to email? And Steve, I'm sure you get this. And they're like, hey, I'm using Arive. I'm using LendingPad. I'm using Encompass. And it's like, yeah, that's great, but that's not a CRM. That's a file manager, right? It's not there to, yes, it has some email functionality, but it's not there to nurture your clients. It's not there to keep everybody up to date at all times. There's really no transparency and it's very limited. Steve, I don't know if you get that question a lot and people will tell you that their LOS is their CRM. Do you see that often?
Oh, we just had a call with your team earlier this week. There's basic functionalities that I think the LOSs are starting to roll out. They're starting to roll out features, but as you'll hear in this presentation, it's tough to be everything to everyone. We all know that, like being a generalist. And so it takes a special skill set to be a great LOS system. It takes a really great skill set to be a really great CRM. And it takes
Yeah.
a really great skill set to be the communications arm as well. And so that is the disconnect between those, where it's tough to scale. And so that's again where we see the value of this stack.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, moving on from that, guys, let's talk about manual follow-up and agent updates. If you are relying on yourself to continuously give updates, whether it's a pre-approved client, whether it's a client that just went under contract, whether the appraisal was ordered, whether the client's clear to close, you are going to eventually crash and burn. It's a fact. And guys, I want to give you guys one of my favorite quotes, and I really want you guys to write this down. Like genuinely, if you don't have a pen and paper, like type this down on a Google Doc. We don't rise to the level of our hard work. We fall to the level of our systems. Okay. I want to repeat that one more time, like for my thick-skulled people out there. We don't rise to the level of our hard work. We fall to the level of our systems. I really want you guys to think about that. A lot of us out there are hard workers. I mean, we're working 24/7, getting at it every single day. But what happens that one day that you're sick? Or that one day that you can't show up and give 100%? Or that one day that your internet's out and all of a sudden you're not working? Are your agent partners still getting those updates when the client's applying? Are your clients getting updates as they're moving along in the process, assuming that you were taking care of all that? Maybe you have another way, maybe you don't. But the idea is that we want to build a tech stack that no matter what is going on in our life, that the level is so high, it's up there that when we fall, maybe we're falling like 2 inches. We're just like, bam, it's like a little, oh shoot, not, oh my goodness, I'm falling. So really guys, right now, once again, this is a major problem for a lot of loan officers. They're relying a lot on manual follow-up. And I hear it all the time. I love my clients. I want to be personal. I want to give them every single update. I'm like, hey, that's great. But if your client applies at 3 a.m. And you're busy, is that sequence going out? Are they getting that messaging? Are the follow-ups? Are there reminders? And then most importantly, to top that off, there's no client nurturing going on. That ties in with all the manual follow-up. A lot of loan officers are not capitalizing on repeat business. I mean, if I can get some people in the chat, if you could be honest with me, I want to see some people. How many of you have closed a loan for a client in the past 2, 3 years, maybe, and maybe they're not doing business with you again, or maybe they went somewhere else? Has anybody ever had that where you call the past client and they're like, "Hey, I closed somewhere else"? I had a client once tell me, "I didn't know you did refinances." I was like, "What? What do you mean?" But it was my fault because I wasn't nurturing them. So I don't know if we can get a show of hands. I'm not like seeing anything in the chat right now because I'm sharing
Oh,
my screen.
Nico, I think resounding. It's a resounding yes. You tee that up.
Okay.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows that. The key of what you're saying, right, is leverage. It's leverage. As you grow, it is impossible to maintain the mundane tasks. They are mundane. That's what we're talking about here. The things that keep you in your wheelhouse, your superpowers, most of you are really great when you're in front of the client and nurturing them. This is all about leverage, everyone. So as you think through everything, think about the tasks that if you jotted everything down on a piece of paper of everything that you do each and every single day, how do you scale that? That's what
Mm,
this is doing. So think
yeah,
about leverage in another way. So Mike, we might have to
absolutely.
get you on payroll. Thanks for all the engagement in the chat, man. You're rocking it. So
Yeah, dude,
way to
Mike
go.
is awesome. Is that Mike Pamula right there? Is that okay?
It is, man. It is.
Yeah, yeah, Mike's awesome. And don't worry, guys, we're gonna get into showing you guys, but really, it's important that we establish this foundation. So, um, now let's get to it. We just talked about that. We fall to level of our systems. Exactly what Steve said. I wish I would have showed the slide earlier, actually. Hard work alone, it's not going to scale your business. It's going to be inconsistent results, and burnout is inevitable. But with a systems-based approach where everything is functioning with you, the system is not necessarily replacing you, but it's enhancing what you're doing. We can create a lot more consistency, build up speed, and establish trust with our clients. Okay, guys, this is going to be really important. Now, here's the solution, guys, and we're going to show you it. We're actually going to take you into a live demo account of a top producing mortgage company and show you guys exactly how we have it set up with Agent Legend, Leaf360, and Follow Up Boss. Just to kind of walk you guys through the funnel, it all starts with the LOS, Arive, LendingPad, and Compass. These are most of the more popular integrations that we work with. I'm sure at least like 90% of people on here are probably on Arive. If I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. If you guys want to put it in the chat, Steve can see it. I can't for some reason. But a lot of people these are the main platforms. I mean, Encompass is the biggest. Leaf360, we act as the middleware. So Leaf360, we're going to be connecting everything together for you guys within the CRM. Follow Up Boss is the CRM where you have the pipeline management. This is where you're managing your communications. And Agent Legend, which I'll let Steve dive into a little bit, is really where you have that personalized multi-channel outreach, with voicemail drops, emails, texting campaigns. If you want to talk a little bit on that, Steve, before we move on as well.
Yeah, like I mentioned, think fractional communications arm to your business. So whether you're a solo producer, small team, brokerage account, we handle communications, make sure it's compliant, and everything is fed into your CRM follow-up boss. So
Yeah.
that is your central source of truth for everything. That's
Yeah.
what our integration does there. So we're the boring element of all this, Nico, right?
Yeah.
Like that's stuff that like we're behind the scenes, ensuring your messaging gets delivered to the right person at the right time. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You nailed it with that. So guys, the key benefits, we already talked about what we're going to solve for you guys, but before we get into actually demoing the product, what I want you guys to pay attention to is first, live updates. All right. What Leaf360 is handling, especially with Agent Legend in tandem within your CRM, is live updates, not just to your agents, but also your clients as well. This is extremely important because we want to be very timely. We want to give the agents and clients transparency. And at any milestone change that's happening with the LOS, we're pushing all that information out to all the people involved in the transaction. Automated communication. We talked about that. Stage-based messaging without manual work. Whether your client's a lead, whether they're a prospect. So let's break that down. Leads, they haven't applied or anything, right? It's a lead. They got referred to you. Whether they're a prospect, they have started the process. Maybe they haven't gotten under contract. Whether they're an active client or even post-closing, we're going to ensure that there's automated communication being managed at all levels. So no matter what stage in the process the client is at, they're being nurtured and they're being communicated with. Centralized tracking, Steve just mentioned that. Everything is being tracked into one place. It might sound like, oh my God, like there's a few different systems at work, but everything is happening in one. That's the beauty of the tech stack. is that we're really just working in the background. So you guys don't have to log into Leaf360. You don't have to log into Agent Legend. We're making everything happen in the back end and centralizing it all within the CRM, which is where you should be doing 99% of your work. And then lastly, multi-channel outreach plus AI, SMS, video text, voicemail drops, email campaigns. We're going to dive into all of that on today's live demo. So Steve, I mean, I think we can kind of like jump right into it if you want.
Yeah.
If you have anything else you want to share.
No, unless Ella wants her Amazon gift card now. Let's moving around. So
All right,
yeah,
awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it. So guys, right before we jump into it, we're gonna be focusing on relationships. All right, guys. One thing I want you guys to walk away with this tech stack is it's gonna allow you guys to focus more on relationships. We're gonna be focusing on past client engagement, building our referral network, and just closing more deals. All right, guys. I can't say this time and time again. I can't repeat this enough, but I really do hope you guys see the value in it, and I'm excited. Please go ahead and ask questions. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my screen share and switch over to our live demo. Let me go over here. I can finally see the questions again. That's nice. All right. One second, guys. All right. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I have a lot of tabs open. Here we go. All right. There we go. We're in the right place now. Okay. Perfect. Can you guys all see my screen right here?
we got you, Nico.
Okay, perfect. So what we're actually going to do is, guys, we're gonna be hopping around in a few different demo accounts, and the reason for that is because there's a few different use cases like we talked about. But we're just going to open up, guys, really quickly. First and foremost, I want to make it very clear. This is Follow Up Boss that you guys are looking at. Okay, this is the CRM. This is not Leaf360. This is not Agent Legend. This is Follow Up Boss. We're working inside of here. Now, for all my mortgage brokers, we talked about it. What was that first issue that we mentioned? The LOS and the CRM are not talking. If for any of us that use Arive, actually, this account is based off of an Arive account. You'll notice that these pipelines are actually matching exactly what you have within Arive. So within Arive, you pretty much have like there's technically four, but we simplify it. You have two different pipelines. You have your prospects, which is any new applications, people that you're pre-qualifying, your pre-approvals, and then your adverse. Then you have your active pipeline. These are your active contracts. Now, what I want to show you guys, and just so you guys can understand the value behind this, and if you have any questions, please, Steve will be monitoring it, so you can interrupt me at any time, Steve. What's happening is, because of the fact that the systems are connected, usually what would happen is maybe you send a client to apply and you invite them and they apply, but you miss it. You don't really know, and you're not updating your CRM. And all of a sudden, that's a missed opportunity. The agent's not getting updated. There's no sequencing going out. What we're doing now is anytime that a new client applies, they updated in your LOS, that information is being transferred over to the CRM instantaneously. When I say instantaneously, it's like 1 to 2 seconds. So like it's not instant. Don't take my word for that, but it's 1 to 2 seconds. It's really quick. And now what you guys will notice is over here that these stages are matching the exact stages within the LOS. So because of the fact that your systems are one-to-one, there's no more guesswork. There's no more wondering, hey, my client's pre-approved and Arive, yet in my CRM, it looks like they're still a lead because I didn't update it. That's never going to happen anymore. Whether you created the lead in Follow Up Boss or they never existed, Leaf360 will automatically grab that information. We will update an existing contact card, or we'll just create a new one. So you never really have to worry about there being duplicates. And to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about here, let's say that you're updating a file within the loan origination system. What's going to happen is, as you're updating it there, first and foremost, you're going to see all the information pulling in. You're going to see the down payment, the interest rate, all that information, the loan contingency dates. And as you're moving it from stage to stage within Arive, it's going to move it over here within the CRM. So once again, there's no more, and I'm sure a lot of you are doing this, updating it in the lender's portal, then having to update it in your LOS, then having to update it in your CRM. That is a nightmare. It is extremely, extremely manual, and it's going to lead to a lot of failure. The system will automatically move it for you. Now, I'm moving it myself, as you guys can see, but you don't have to. It does it for you. Steve, I know obviously you work with a lot of people that are using Encompass. If you could talk about like that pain point really quickly of just like the systems not connecting.
Yeah, I mean, Encompass is one that I think a lot, like they lock everything down, right? And so being able to access that data and making sure the systems are talking with one another, that was really impressive. I know that's been huge for a large contingency. of our clients was, how do I make sure that everything's talking with one another and
Yeah.
updating who I need to? We've seen, I'm a big proponent of like, I love looking at financials in
Yeah.
general, right? So when I look at P&Ls and who we're assigning people and who we have to hire to just do some of these tasks, look at the efficiency and that leverage that you're already creating. So I know that people have staff members that are in charge of data entry because the producers are producing. And so we want to keep you in that state of production without having to deal with the nightmare and headaches that we all know are there. Like that's the problem that we're solving is really just making sure your lives are easier in the end. And Compass
Yeah.
is one, but all the others, it's a common theme with the three that we've already rolled out. So simplicity is key here.
Yeah, no, dude. You could not have said it better than that. Was perfect. So, guys, right now I'm gonna actually switch over to a different account. I'm not sure if you guys can see my screen here. Can you guys see this right here?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, awesome. So, guys, this is Nicholas Moore right here. This is me. And what I really want to show you guys is the power that Agent Legend is bringing to automating the clients instantly. It's a beautiful thing, and we're going to show you guys live. So this is an actual live account. And what I'm doing is, once again, I'm here within Follow Up Boss. I saw Stevie just answered a question. Once again, we're right inside of Follow Up Boss, guys. Leaf360, Agent Legend, we're happening in the back end. So don't think, hey, do I need to log into all these different platforms every day? No. Okay, we're just logging into Follow Up Boss. Now, if I click on the people section in Follow Up Boss, you're going to notice that we have all these different categories and lists that are really just like kind of essentially segmenting our clients. And this is automatic, by the way. This is not you having to come and drag it in there. But right now, today I want to focus on one of my warm leads, and there's a handsome man right here named Nicholas Mora. I don't know, the guy's I think he's a good-looking dude. But anyways, you'll notice that currently Nicholas is a warm client, okay? And if you guys can see over here within the client history, this is a fake email I have, so you'll notice these are bouncing. But this is actually Agent Legend working to text Nicholas. And what I actually want to show you guys is a live example of an update that we're going to do. So over here on the right side, this is like all the different campaigns that we've ran for Nicholas. We're not going to get into that too much. But if you notice over here, what I'm going to do is Nicholas is a warm lead, but I actually want to invite him to apply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the stage to application pending. And as soon as I do that, what's going to happen is it's going to move him over to apply, and it's going to automatically send him a message encouraging him to apply. So I don't know if you guys just saw this, but this message came from Christian, who's actually my dad. Shout out to Christian Mora, co-founder of Leaf360 as well. And it says, "Hey, Nicholas, I just sent you the purchase application. Let me know if you have any questions." Guys, I promise you this is not magic. I did not do that myself, okay? I didn't. I know you saw my hands moving around, but I promise you I didn't just type that. If I did, that would have been really cool. So what just happened? It's like, wait. You click the button, you change the stage. What just happened? Okay, let me walk you through it. Typically, when a mortgage broker wants to invite a client to apply, let me tell you guys the 3 bad habits that they like to do. They like to text them from their personal phone. They like to write up a new email template every time. Or they just tell them, hey, go to my website. And why is that such a big issue? One, you can't track who you're sending your application to. Second, you're wasting a lot of time. Templates are important. And third, you're leaving it up to chance. If I'm at a meeting and and a client tells me they want to apply, I want one click. I want speed to lead. I want to be able to get them to apply. You'll also notice that over here, another email went out. Like I said, guys, these are bouncing because this is a fake email that I have. They do not usually bounce like that. I just don't want to spam some random person in California or even my own email. But you'll notice that it automatically sends them an invite to apply. It's going to have your link in there. And this is all fully customizable, by the way, guys. It's not like, hey, you have to use this language. No, this is all fully customizable. And it's also going to automatically text them. And now you'll notice Nicholas is no longer a warm lead. Where did he go? What? He disappeared. Check this out. Nicholas is now in my application pending list. What? That's a game changer. Let me tell you why. Guys, I'm smiling because I get really excited about this. How many times do you send a client the invite to apply? And you're like, wait a minute, did I invite them to apply? And like, what am I going to tell the agent? And then like, where are they at in the process? Have they actually applied? Well, guess what? Because of the fact that Agent Legend is automatically messaging the client, we have follow-up emails that are recognizing if they've applied or not. They're going to stay in this list until we recognize that they have applied within the LOS, which is automatic, and they're going to continue to get texting and emailing. Now, we're not going to spam them, but we're going to be a little bit more infrequent about it, not too pushy, depending on how pushy you want to be. But the idea is that if they're in here, it's because they haven't applied. Now, let's say 2 a.m., you're sleeping, right? Hopefully you're sleeping at 2 a.m. and you're not working because you're using a good tech stack, right? Now, let's just say this client decides to apply. I'm going to do this manually, but it's automatic. I promise. I can't make this person go apply right now. But what would happen is Leaf 360 would update the client stage. And then once they update the client stage, it would automatically create a new deal. So we're just going to call it new deal. And like I said, I'm doing this manually myself, but it would go over to app intake. Let me. Oh, wait 1 second. Sorry about that.
So Nico, while you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
This is happening now in my LOS, right? The app has
Right.
been received. We're seamlessly going to make sure that that communicates with your CRM, which is where we want the clients that we're working with to live. And so now, as you think about where do you focus your daily efforts on, you're able to track all this. Your pipelines are cleaned up. So if you have to report up to team leaders or management, you have a really easy way to report. Like it's so crisp and clean. And just want to reiterate for everybody that this is a done for you service. So everything here, it looks like a lot. This is all part of the setup, guys. So
Yeah.
about that, this is done for you. All of the collections, smart lists, all of that terminology, we provide a standard operating procedure. So that gets back to scalability within your business. There's a lot of moving pieces here. Some of this is going to click in certain pain points within your respective business. So, Nico, I know that that was something that as we've taken users through,
Yeah.
oh, this seems like a lot. Well, we do it all.
Yeah.
Keys.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great point, guys. And if you stick around to the end, you'll see exactly what we talk about when we say we do a lot. And if you guys can notice, Nicholas is now in my applied list, right? And look, I could dive into this all day and really like I could bore you guys with the details, but now it's gonna send them a message. Hey, thanks for applying. It's gonna send them an email. It's gonna notify the agents. We want that automation aspect. Now it's at 2 a.m. A lot of the way that automations work is in order to comply with the rules. Just because somebody applies at 2 a.m., it doesn't mean they're going to get texted at 2 a.m., right, Steve? If you could actually talk a little bit about that, because I think that's really important as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's the boring stuff, right? But compliance, it is what is best practice in terms of messaging, communication with the consumers. Our system does it all for you. So other platforms will just allow you to send messaging out that could put your business at risk. And so know that our system, again, working in the background, is going to ensure that those items are tackled. So for those of you that have a compliance team or any of those variables, that's what we've been doing for 10 years. That is our area of expertise. That is why we just focus solely on dominating the communication space and making sure that any message that you have teed up and ready to go actually gets delivered. We have a deliverability rate on these messages. So you saw the bounce rate and any of that. Like we focus really well, or we focus on making sure the text land and your emails land in the inbox. And we have a deliverability rate above 95%. So keep that in mind as you're benchmarking different solutions along the way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, great point, Steve. And hopefully you guys understand like the importance behind that. There's a lot of CRMs out there. Remember, guys, we connect to multiple CRMs. So Steve and I, like, we're not like extremely biased to the point where it's like, oh, it's only Follow Up Boss, right? But they have such an amazing platform, and it's really important that you're protecting your number. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I would get texts from other like people like trying to recruit me, and it's like marked as it's spam automatically. No client's gonna want to respond to you. Um, Going back into the organization and just like talking about how everything is organized within here, you'll notice obviously the second that Nicholas applied, he's now on my applied list. Now I have 46 people in here, which is quite a bit, obviously. But assuming that you are doing a good job of funneling your pipeline down and moving it through, your clients are just going to naturally move along the pipeline. Now, one of the biggest issues that we see a lot as mortgage brokers is clients just kind of sit there. They just don't move a lot of the time. And I'm guilty of this where, a client, they'll apply and 2, 3 weeks will go by and I'll go, hey, you know what? They're not doing anything. I'm just going to ignore them. I'll put a reminder to call them, but I never actually end up doing it. And that's why we really, really believe in the automation aspect is because not only are we sending out the text messaging, the emails, but we're also reminding you out of like to actually reach out. We have a lot of call cadences that are built into the system that we customize that will recognize, hey, if you haven't spoken with the client in a month, give them a call. Right. So a lot of them are also time based. So once again, these workflows and these custom, it's all custom for your individual business. Steve and I talked about it. Every time we get on a demo call together, it's always a new use case because everybody runs their mortgage company different, which is once again why it's important that you really take the time. I tell everybody this, your CRM is not going to fix your business. Like it's really not. I'm going to tell you that honestly. Your CRM will help your business, but if you have bad business practices, A CRM is not going to fix that. If you don't pick up the phone, you don't reach out to your client, you can have automated messaging and you can have emails and you can have a whole bunch of organization. But if you're not capitalizing on that opportunity, you might as well kiss them goodbye. A lot of people will spend a lot of money, sign up with a CRM, and just say, hey, I want it to do everything for me. And they actually end up going down in business. There's a reason for that. So remember, the CRM is here to enhance it. Okay. Um, we can talk about this a little bit more. You'll notice over here within the prospects tab, we have applied, qualification, pre-approved. This is all pulling in directly from the loan origination system. So as you guys can imagine, once again, as your clients are moving throughout the different funnel, as they're moving throughout the active loans, you'll see a lot of past clients in here. They're moving and they're getting emptied into these buckets now where you guys will have automated messaging going out. You could pick up the phone and call. You could do whatever it is that really, however you run your business when it comes to according to these clients. When we talked about the automation at the beginning of the call, I really wanted to stress the importance of nurturing our leads, nurturing our prospects, nurturing our clients in process, and nurturing our post-closing clients. And then most importantly as well, your business partners. For a lot of my loan officers out there, can I get some hands in the chat? Like how many of you guys, I know we probably talked about it before, but how many of you are looking to grow your agent referrals? Like just, or even just like grow the business that you already have with your current agents. Can I get anybody that's like LFG? All right. Yeah. Yeah. Todd's excited about that. Right. And guys, a lot of people want to just like download a bunch of data, go on Redder, pull 10,000 real estate agents in and like, that's okay, but why not capitalize on the agents that you've already done business with, right? If you've already closed a transaction, and I could see in this account, I have 628 closings, why would I not just say, hey, let me put all these people that I already worked with on a sequence so I can reach out to them, even if it's just a simple text that goes out once a week. And the second they pick up, it stops sending them a text. And now I can take it from there. Why would I not want to do that? Because these are people that I've gained trust with. I've closed a transaction with maybe multiple times. And guess what? If you haven't done multiple transactions with them, this is your opportunity to do multiple transactions, right? Go after the people that you closed. Maybe now's not the best time for a refinance, but hey, do you have anybody else I can help? Do you have anybody else that's looking to purchase, that's looking to refi? This is what I do. I can't stress this enough, guys. I had a client call me and tell me, hey, I refinanced with somebody else because I didn't know you did refis. And I was like, what? So I closed his loan, and a year later, the client's telling me, hey, I just closed with somebody else. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I could have probably beat whatever they gave them. I would have given them a discount, whatever it took to maintain that referral. But because of the fact that my systems weren't set up properly years ago, I missed out on that opportunity. And that's an opportunity that I knew about. Imagine the countless amount of opportunities that you don't even know that are slipping from your hands. Steve, if you want to elaborate on that, I see you got your hand up.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know me, I ran a real estate business. And so team leader that was in charge, not only did I have my loan officer partners, but I had other loan officers vying for business from us. And those are great, but we would always ask, like, what value do you bring to the table? And a common one was we treat your clients well and all the mouth service that comes along with it. There's two things as I think about the realtor. This is my favorite part of this partnership and this integration plan, by the way, is one is making sure your existing agent partners are really happy. Those that are micromanagers that may be messaging you for updates on files and are chasing you down. So ability to be more proactive than reactive as people move from stage to stage, just a simple message that is sent. And it can be a text, it can be a voicemail, the voice behind it. Hey, we moved so-and-so from this stage to this stage in the process, just in case they call you out of the blue and we're not on a mutual text thread. Like, to have your A team really polished up, that's huge. And then the other was account penetration. So if you're working with one agent on a team of 40, how do you make sure that they are raving fans of yours and they speak how, if they're using Follow Up Boss, even better. That's like a lot of big teams are using FUB. So you're all kind of centralized in the same ecosystem. But now they're going to refer you to other members because of not only how polished you are with serving their existing clients, but it's that lifetime value after that transaction is complete of how you educate and stay in top of mind for your real estate partners. And that is all automated, but it doesn't all have to be automated. The communications or the tasks that Nico and his team will set up for you are so huge. So for those of you that like source of business in our world, from Agent Legends perspective, we're running campaigns that are typically going to be new leads coming in through the system that you're generating off of SEO or buying from third-party vendors, and you need to nurture those. The others are going to be the real estate partners that you have, and that is a huge, huge component of what we're doing. So that is again what excited us to say we know that that's a common solve, and now we're seeing the success of just making sure that you're just a communications juggernaut. You're on top of it, but it's just you. And so you think about the scalability, that leverage. Again, it all goes back to leverage. You'll look like just a rock star in front of all your clients moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I want to share my screen one more time. I'm a very visual person, and I want you guys to understand what we're talking about. So if you guys can see my screen, this is actually a real estate agent's follow-up boss account. Now, remember, this CRM, it's applicable to many different people. I mean, we use this for our own company as well, by the way. And this is a real estate agent CRM. So Steve talked about it a lot. I think 32 out of the top 50 teams in the country in the United States are on Follow Up Boss on the real estate side. So why not work in the same ecosystem that they're working in, right? Why not be a valuable asset in the system that they're working in? And to show you guys what Leaf 360 can do, Leaf 360, we allow you guys to connect your system to literally hundreds, if not thousands of agents for free. What does that mean? That means that if an agent is using Follow Up Boss, if they're using KV Core, if they're using Boomtown, whatever system it is, we can connect the information that pulls from your LOS that goes to your CRM, and we can push it to theirs. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little bit more limited. We're not going to give them like the client's social or anything like that, but we're going to give them the key details that they need to see. So we talked about transparency. What is more transparent than actually giving agents live updates as they're pulling in from the LOS? If you guys notice on the right side over here, this is our embedded application. Agent Legend has one as well. And the embedded application, depending on what system the agent is using, it allows them to get a lot of information, such as like the loan status, product, credit score rating, contingency dates, closing date, appraisal status. So now imagine you're on the phone with an agent and they're like, hey, what's going on with my client? And it's like, well, we just updated it. You should have gotten an email. You should have gotten a text. And if you check your CRM, you'll see it in there. And they're like, oh my goodness, like, Steve, you're the best. I love you. Oh my God, I'm going to send you all my referrals. Like, seriously, take all of them. Now, that would be an ideal scenario. But the idea is, like Steve said, we really want to capitalize on that that agent partnership and make sure that you guys are a literal golden unicorn in front of them, because no other broker is offering them this type of transparency. Agents do not need you to have, like, look, guys, we all want to say we have the lowest rates, but what happens when you engage in a conversation of a client talking about lowest rates? You start getting shopped for rates. You don't get shopped for your service. So what you want to do as a value add to your agents is not talk about your low rates all day. It's, hey, here's how I'm going to help you close more deals. Here's how I'm going to give you more transparency. Here's how I'm going to make sure that there's no communication loss between us and your client, right? Because all the communication is pulling through between the systems. That's the kind of value that an agent wants. An agent wants to work with a broker or a lender that is going to help them, that's going to help them save time, that's going to nurture their clients. Because I'll be honest with you guys, and if there's any agents in here, I don't take offense, but a lot of agents are not nurturing their clients. Agents have more leads than like mortgage brokers do. Let's be real. They get a lot of leads. Like, have you guys ever heard of Zillow? There's a lot of leads coming from Zillow. So they really don't know what to do with all those leads. But if you could tell them, hey, listen, I can connect my system to yours. Anytime you want to refer a client, it's a clickable button. They just have to click a single button. It'll send that client over to me, and hey, I'll nurture it for you. And you can see all the communication that's coming out from Agent Legend. You can see all the text messages, the emails, the loan milestones. All that information is pushing through to both sides.
Yeah, Nico, we've started having where the loan officers they'll bring us into the conversation around, here's my setup. I'd love to work with you on a deeper level. This is how just we handle our business, right? And we are able to stay in lockstep. That is, I'll go back to like the high needy realtor, and you all know who we're talking about, the ones that are calling you, texting you, what's the status of this? And you got 50 files that are open. And you're like, this is just one. I got 40 real estate partners. So when you think about, or realtor partners, you think about that whole process and how you can bring a team like us into the conversation, show them how you're using technology to drive both of your businesses forward. Because this applies too, Nico. We set up some real estate teams as well to also automate their processes to help them along the way as well. So now both sides are winning. I
Yep.
talked about the account penetration that just permeates throughout, whether it's the brokerage. So you think about that account expansion, that is huge.
Yeah.
And we come in, our teams will come in and assist and have those conversations. We act as that specialist behind the scenes because that's our wheelhouse. That's our focus as well. So it packages this all up. It's a complicated setup. You don't have to worry about it. Like that's us. So
Yeah.
that is again so big, and it's been fun to see. The excitement from both ends, those responses around my life is so much easier now, and I'm able to focus on growing my business, not maintaining. And so that's been fantastic to hear as we've really gained some traction with the solution here.
Absolutely. And Steve, I think that's a good segue for us to kind of start wrapping things up a little bit for everybody. We covered a lot, guys, and there's so much more that the system has to offer. I mean, genuinely, if you check out some of our demo videos, there's a lot, but we we're not going to get into too much today, just for the sake of time, obviously. This we really wanted to focus today's call on really talking about the main pain points and the solutions. If you guys are interested in a demo, we'll get into that. But just to wrap it up, guys, what the system and the tech stack is really solving is first and foremost, we're buying you guys back time. I cannot stress to you guys enough how important time is. I mean, I've met mortgage brokers that have told me, hey, I don't care to work 24 hours a day. Like, I love this. And I'm like, hey, that's great for you. But for me and for a lot of people that I know, I value my time a lot. I value my time with my family. I value my time with my friends. I value my time for my hobbies. And I don't believe that you need to be working in your business 24/7. I just don't believe that. Now, if you're like super passionate and like mortgages is basically like charity for you and everything, then that's great. And you want to work in it 24/7, that's your hobby. Like that's awesome. But we are going to save you guys time. You can use whatever you want with that time. Enhancing relationships. We talked a lot about that as well, not just with the clients, but with your agents and even other referral partners as well. By streamlining your systems, it's going to make sure that you are gaining a lot more trust with these people because it's not up to you now, right? Have you ever tried running a one-man shop? I'm sure maybe some of you are. It's not easy. You're processing, you're doing loan partner stuff, you're doing origination, you're doing compliance check. It's a lot of work. And then lastly, fixing broken systems. This system is going to fix a lot of the broken systems that people are currently doing. If spreadsheets and Excel is your favorite, newsflash, you probably should move away from that. I know for a lot of people, they're like, I've been using spreadsheets for 20, 30 years. What are you telling me? Look, if it works for you, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. But for some people, it is broken, okay? And it's not the ideal solution. um, Guys, I just want to kind of close off here. And, we're obviously, we have a lot more time, but if you guys are interested and you guys are ready to get your tech stack going and really just transform your mortgage business, we have a cool little landing page that we put together, leaf360.com/agent legend. That's pretty cool, right? We got both company names in there. And it has all the next steps. You guys can actually book a demo directly on there. You guys can sign up as well. These are the steps. We recommend that you schedule a demo. We have everything set up within days, not months. So it's a very quick setup, like Steve talked about. It's complicated, but we handle it for you. And then obviously, once you guys get all that done, you can start saving time. Steve, if you want to talk to them about what we're doing actually for everybody that attended this webinar live, I'll let you go into that as well.
Yeah, we covered a lot, and Nico and I we're brainstorming around how do we make this just frictionless for those of you that are like, hell yeah, this would really be a powerful solution within my existing business. So what he and I put together is our teams, right? We walked you through the complexity on the back end and everything that we're doing. There's hard costs associated with that. Generally, we have a setup costs of around $500 to $650 just to get you guys set up, all the time and energy and resources that go into that customization plan that's built into all your systems. We're waiving all that. So for those that are here live, know that that is completely waived. So for the 40 some people that stuck around, thank you so much for giving us your time and attention. If you move forward, we'll waive that entire setup cost for you. And then for those that are reviewing the recording, it'll be half off. So either way, we're giving you some upfront savings to de-risk in the implementation process alongside this. And then there's obviously pricing that's in place for the solutions. That's just a monthly usage cost associated with all those platforms. So regarding pricing, it's all based on the size of your database, how many people that we're messaging, and those nuances, which generally are great to cover off on a demo. If you have any questions, I saw there Valerie had mentioned where you can refer any of your questions. Info at Leaf360 will be able to field all of those. We'll jump on a joint call if need be. But those are the highlights. So we hope that we're going to be doing these monthly. So as use cases are coming along, this is really the launch around the overall solution. But in future webinars, for those that signed up, obviously you'll get our drips as they're communicated out. But there'll be more use cases, more of those items that just are more specific to the day to day as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for just the time and attention today. I'm sure there'll be more questions as we're moving along. But we want to get you on with your day. And I think we're wrapping up 10 minutes or so early. So this is great. So that's all I had on our end. Let's get back to work, everybody. And we appreciate the rest of your day. If there's any outstanding questions, please throw them in the chat. We'll answer them with the remaining time that we have. But if you guys are all set, if we were just so perfect, it was so crystal clear, you don't have any other questions, then you can jump off. So we'll stick around here for a few more minutes.
Yeah.
How do you get the free setup, John? John, great to see you. Just message us. We're not doing any promo codes or anything. All of our teams are in alignment on those. We have obviously the sign up list. We know who attended the live session. We know who did not. So we will waive that for you for those that want to get up and running. So thanks, John, for joining. Good to see you. Costa, thanks for the great feedback.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any questions that we missed. So actually, Todd asked a great question. I answered it in the chat. Does this automate social media posts? So there are integration partners, which is the beauty of Follow Boss's platform itself, that you can integrate a lot of things within it. So depending on what you guys are trying to automate, that's a discussion that we'll have, but you absolutely can integrate with your social media. Leaf360 is the integration with the LOS, and Agent is the automated follow-up with referral partners and clients. I mean, you nailed it right there. You nailed it, Brian. That's exactly what it is. Leaf360, we are the middleware that is integrating everything into the one CRM. And that's like a simple way to put it. There is a lot more things that we do, obviously. Agent Legend is the automated follow-up. So yes, Agent Legend, everything Steve talked about with the nurturing, the sequencing. Yes, correct. That's a very simple way of putting it.
Emily, I will get you a gift card. Yes, sure. Send us your address. We'll get you one. I don't know what. It'll be a surprise. We'll do a surprise and delight for you. I got one from Alejandro here around just what Agent Legend brings to the equation. So we're the communications arm. So all of the triggers and automations that you see that Leaf360 does, there's obviously the ability to send text messages, ringless voicemails. So we bring voice into the equation. That is all set up as well. So you get your voice behind it. Email, Follow Up Boss does the email as well. But with our setup, right, we're going to get it into the inbox. It's coming directly from you, the LO in that equation. We can send video texts, and we also have conversational AI as well. So for those of you that are looking at how do I incorporate AI within our business, we're a communications platform. That's what we've mastered. And so now we're in that industry of being able to have a two-way conversation. So you have a virtual assistant that's kind of working alongside you. And when that lead's ready to be handed off, it can be done. So if that's of interest, we're happy to have those discussions. But again, part of the integration as well. How much is it monthly? So Nancy, there's two parts to it. So each of the platforms that we mentioned has a monthly cost. So Follow Up Boss ranges anywhere from, I believe, $30 to $70, Nico, depending upon your team size and how many seats that you get. Leaf360, you guys have a $49 monthly for management and all of the management of those integrations, because the systems, as they're talking with one another, there are going to be ongoing items that need to be cleaned up. That is just the nature of tech. And then you have Agent Legend. Just think about usage. So every message that you send has an inherent cost. So we just charge based on how many contacts that you want to message per month. And that's all included in our rate card, which we will follow up with you guys. So you have clarity there, and you can back into a comfortable budget that makes sense for your business, depending upon your size.
Yeah. AG, outside of the demo call, is there a concierge service or person to help you going fast? Yeah. So actually, when you sign up and get onboarded, you'll be meeting directly with us to help you get set up quickly. So you can look forward to seeing Steve's beautiful face, and you will also see me.
And my mustache. So for those of you wondering, this is an ongoing joke. Every webinar I do a mustache. So that's not always a regular occurrence. I saw John with what's the difference between email and text provided by Agent Legend versus FUB? Nothing. It's all in our system, but it is now feeding into Follow Up Boss. That is big, so that you don't have to log into three separate systems here. We want you to live and breathe in Follow Up Boss moving forward. And so every communication we're sending out, the responses that are coming in are registering in that contact card that Nico showed you, as well as we have an inbox application for those of you that are a little bit further along in Follow Up Boss. But that is all stuff that we cover in those demo calls.
Yeah. Oh, and Steve, as well, Follow Boss doesn't do automated texting, so they don't do that. Yeah,
Right.
like yeah, if you want to talk about that as well, like what the way that their dialer works natively, it's just one-to-one manual. It's a great system, but you don't have that VA aspect. You don't have the automated two-way with the lead intelligence. So yeah, uh,
Amber, Amber asked a great question. So when we're talking about the drips that we have set up, that is what we've worked on. So we already have all of these templates created that are ready to go. So every little use case that comes to mind, we do that during setup. So everything that Nico is showing you as you trigger or change stages, we have a campaign that's already pre-built. You can certainly go in and customize it. We work with you around what's going to get the highest response rates, what's going to make sure that it moves the needle for your business. So we kind of, in some cases, we're protecting our users from themselves, but they are all standardized and again, derived off of Nico's expertise in the mortgage world, right? Their team knows that industry inside and out. We know communications and what campaigns and what cadence are going to get the requisite response rates. So you can either do it yourself or we have those templates that are ready to go for you.
yeah. Yolanda had a question. Do you have a tech department for later use of system? I don't understand that question.
I
A
think
tech
it's just
department for
it's just the my understanding of that is just the ongoing support. That's what you pay us for monthly,
oh
everyone.
yes, yes, thank you.
Usage, support, all of that is bundled together um, to help. So as there are use cases, we have both teams have support teams. We're actually working on a channel dedicated to both. And so again, it's not an antiquated setup where you're having to bounce from vendor to vendor. These are the industries that we serve. So Agent Legend, we are focused on the mortgage and real estate verticals. So being able to have those resources at your disposal, people that know the industry and what's changing, there's a ton of change. Our platforms are evolving as those things are changing as well.
Yeah. Todd asked a question. Can we still get the same pricing after the demo call? Of course, you attended live, brother. Absolutely. That pricing will be there for you to stay.
Unless
Yeah.
that's Todd's AI assistant. We don't know if that's Todd yet. So we'll need somebody else. But yeah, guys, um, we're leaning in on this. We want as many people to experience the power of this outside of those that we're already assisting. So
Yeah.
I'll take that. I got it. But great. Loving it.
Todd's cool. I love Todd. Todd's such a cool dude.
Love it.
All right, guys. We got 5 more minutes. Do we have any other questions? Otherwise, we'll let you guys go a little bit early today. Give it about 30 seconds. If we don't see any other questions, we'll kick you guys out of here. No, I'm joking. uh, there is yearly and there's monthly with Leaf360 and Follow Boss, so you have the option of both. If you decide to go yearly, you will save 2 months on your subscription. If you decide to go monthly, you don't save 2 months. But yeah, you're not with us as well. There's no like contract, so even if you do yearly, you're not expected to pay for the whole. I'm sorry, like if you do monthly, it's not locking into any kind of contract. You guys are more than free to just send us an email, let us know you want to cancel, and then we'll go ahead and give you guys a cancellation right then and there. So you're not locking yourself into anything.
Yep. You guys won't cancel though. It's incredibly powerful. And it is it's not a shiny object. I think what we walked through today is there's so many things that are vying for your wallet. This is so critically important to consolidate what you're already doing. Whether or not you even need our platform. I think just with what Leaf360 brings to the table and connecting your LOS with FUB or any CRM is remarkably impactful. Take that as it is.
Yeah.
Yep, Costa, you're right. I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, we really do appreciate, like we said, Our team has worked tirelessly to just make sure that this is bundled together, packaged up in a bow, and super simple for you to implement. That's what we're doing. And again, usually there's that charge for the implementation process. We're waiving it. So we're so happy that you did take the time to just learn and find opportunities to drive your business forward. So with that being said, let's get to work, Nico, on our follow-ups, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Sir, yes,
Everyone.
sir. Steve, Angel had one last question for you, actually.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We use one number for Agent Legend, and every team member can use that once assigned to a file. Um, Let me make sure I understand this, Angel. We use one number for Agent Legend, and every team member can use that once assigned to a file. You would have, yes, if you're working in Follow Up Boss and they're in the same seat, you would have that same number can be communicating with that user. So we help you with the use case to just, I want to make sure we fully understand that. But yes, that is how we are able to, make sure that it's not confusing the end user, whether it's the real estate partner of yours or that lead. So you would have that kind of one business-based phone number for your team.
Awesome. All right.
All
I think
right.
thank you guys so much. Once again, my name is Nicholas. I'm the co-founder of Leaf360. I appreciate you all for joining in today. I was joined by the amazing Steve at Agent Legend. And you guys will definitely be seeing us again. This is going to be a monthly thing, like he said. So we're really excited for, just the future webinars and for everybody that's looking to sign up. We're really excited for it.
Great. All right, everybody. Let's get
All
to
right.
work.
Take care,
Bye.
guys. Bye.